Hello, welcome to Arsenal Studios. This is Learning English with Movies. In this video, we will talk about one of my favorite comedies, Bridesmaids. We will also practice using superlative adjectives. If you're new here, the goal of this channel is to help intermediate English language students practice and improve their English skills by using movies as the main topic. If you like our content, please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The 2011 comedy Bridesmaids, starring Kristen Wiig, was directed by Paul Feig and produced by Judd Apatow. A bridesmaid is a girl or woman who accompanies a bride on her wedding day. In the film, Annie, played by Kristen Wiig, experiences a string of bad luck after being asked to be the maid of honor for her best friend, Lillian, played by Maya Rudolph. A string of bad luck means having a series of bad things happening, one after the other. Lillian's bridesmaids are played by Rose Byrne, Melissa McCarthy, Ellie Kemper, and Wendy McLendon-Covey. Chris O'Dowd, Rebel Wilson, Matt Lucas, and John Hamm also appear in supporting roles. Paul Feig is an American actor, comedian, and filmmaker. He's best known for directing the comedies A Simple Favor, Last Christmas, and the Ghostbusters remake. He started his directing career by working on successful TV shows such as The Office, Arrested Development, and Parks and Recreation. Acclaimed director, producer, and screenwriter Judd Apatow has produced many successful comedies, including Anchorman, Talladega Nights, Superbad, The 40-Year-Old Virgin, and Knocked Up. Knocked Up is a slang for getting pregnant, typically outside of marriage. Bridesmaids was a critical and box office success, becoming the highest-grossing Judd Apatow production to date. Kristen Wiig is an American actress, comedian, screenwriter, and producer. She had worked on several TV and theater productions before Saturday Night Live brought her international fame. After a series of supporting roles in comedies such as Knocked Up, she co-wrote and starred in the comedy Bridesmaids. The film earned her several accolades, including an Academy Award nomination for Best Original Screenplay. An accolade is an award or privilege granted as a special honor or as an acknowledgement of merit. Melissa McCarthy is an American actress, comedian, producer, and writer. After working on several television productions, McCarthy gained critical acclaim for her performance in Bridesmaids, receiving an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actress. The plot of the film centers on 30-something Annie Walker, whose life is in disarray. Disarray means a messy or confused condition showing a lack of organization. After having to close her bakery shop, she's forced not only to get a dead-end job, but also to move in with two socially awkward siblings. A dead-end job is a job which does not offer any opportunity for improving your situation. Not only that, but she's also in a toxic relationship with Ted, who just uses her as a backup sex partner. Although Annie has had bad luck with men, she's thrilled when her best friend Lillian gets engaged and asks her to be her maid of honor. A maid of honor is an unmarried woman acting as a principal bridesmaid at a wedding. However, she discovers at her engagement party that she has a rival who also considers Lillian to be her best friend. Just as Annie sets to prove that she's still Lillian's BFF, everything goes horribly wrong. BFF is the abbreviation for Best Friend Forever, a way of referring to a person's best friend. First, she takes everyone to a luncheon at a restaurant in a sketchy area of town. A luncheon is a formal, usually midday meal, as part of a meeting or for entertaining a guest. Sketchy means unreliable or unsafe. However, everyone gets food poisoning with the exception of Helen, who orders a salad. Food poisoning is an illness caused by bacteria or other toxins in food, typically with vomiting and diarrhea. She then takes them all to an upscale dress store, where she discovers that she must make a reservation much in advance. Upscale means relatively expensive and designed to appeal to affluent customers. When everyone is at their breaking point from stress, Annie and Lillian have a fight that puts all their plans in jeopardy. Breaking point is the stage at which you lose control over yourself or over a situation. In order to practice your listening skills, we will take a look at a clip from the movie. Pay special attention to the key vocabulary as well as the intonation and pronunciation. In this scene, Annie Walker, played by Kristen Wiig, is outside at a convenience store with police officer Nathan Rhodes, played by Chris O'Dowd. She's telling him that being a maid of honor has been rough and that it's stressing her out. Rough means difficult and unpleasant or unfair. To stress out means to make someone feel very nervous and worried. To reassure her, he tells her about her sister's stressful experience as a maid of honor. He tells her that her sister was so stressed that her hair fell out and that she looked pretty gross. Gross means very unpleasant or repulsive. He also tells her that he would like to have a carnival-themed wedding with games and dunk tanks. A carnival is a place of outside entertainment where there are machines you can ride on and games that can be played for prizes. A dunk tank is a game in which contestants throw balls at a target that causes a person to drop into a tank of water. She suggests having the bride and groom on a tightrope as well. A tightrope is a tightly stretched piece of rope on which someone balances and performs tricks in a circus. He also recommends starting a new business by setting up a bakery shop. To set up means to establish a business, institution, or other organization. However, because of her bad experience, she tells him that she's done with that idea. To be done with something is a phrase that means to have finished dealing with something. Before we watch the clip, I would like to invite you to check out my online course at Thinkific. The Learning English with Movies course was designed for intermediate English language students who love movies and filmmaking. You can practice your English reading and listening skills, learn new key vocabulary and grammar, and confirm your comprehension with fun quizzes. The Learning English with Movies Kindle ebook is also available from Amazon. For more information as well as funny, useful tips and recommendations, you can follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. Now let's get back to the video.
Yeah, that sounds rough.
It's gonna get better, right?
I wouldn't have thought so. You know, my sister was a maid of honor at our cousin's wedding, and she found it so stressful, her hair started falling out.
That's terrible.
Yeah. It grew back, but it's pretty gross. Planning a wedding should be fun. You know what? If I ever had a wedding, I'd want everybody to be stress-free. You know? I'd like it to be like a carnival. Like people win prizes for guessing the bride's weight, and dunk tanks.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm. You could have elephants, and the bride and groom can walk on a little tightrope.
Okay, what you're talking about there, that's a circus wedding.
Oh.
It's a totally different...
Oh, right.
You missed it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, instead of stressing out about this wedding, you know what you should be doing? Setting up a new bakery.
No, I'm kind of done with that.
What?
I don't do it anymore.
All right.
No.
Now let's practice some useful grammar structures. Superlative adjectives. A superlative is used to describe something or someone as being the best within a group. A superlative adjective is typically used with the before the noun. Example, Helen is the most beautiful woman she's ever seen. This is the best restaurant in town. Annie and Lillian are the most amazing friends. Keep in mind that we don't use the when there's a possessive. Example, Lillian's my best friend, she's my BFF. That's our most important job as bridesmaids. She's my closest friend in the world. When using superlative adverbs, we can choose to use the or no article. Example, Megan eats the fastest, or Megan eats fastest. Annie likes Lillian the best, or Annie likes Lillian best. When the superlative adjective or adverb is used later in the phrase, we often don't use the when comparing the same person or thing in one situation to the same person or thing in another situation. Example, Annie acts most strangely when she's drunk a lot of wine. As a police officer, Officer Rhodes works long hours. He's always most tired in the morning. Thanks for watching. Have you seen Bridesmaids? What other Judd Apatow comedies have you seen? Which one is your favorite? Write down your thoughts in the comments below.